Hey there, have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling a little off, like there was something else going on beneath the surface, a hidden agenda you couldn't quite put your finger on? Well, if you have, then you're in for a treat because today we're diving deep into a fascinating book that completely changed how I look at human interaction games people play. The Psychology of Human Relationships by Dr. Eric Berne. Eric Berne was a brilliant Canadian-American psychiatrist, and his work really cracks open the hidden dynamics of our everyday lives. Published first in the USA in 1964 and later in the UK, this book isn't just theory, it's a practical guide to understanding why we do what we do in our relationships. Berne's approach is incredibly direct, using plain language and even catchy colloquialism to describe complex psychological truths, which makes it feel like you're getting straight to the point without any academic fluff. He really wanted to get at the healthiness of our interactions. So, what's it all about? Berne argues that much of our social life is structured by these games we play, often without even realizing it. But before we get to the games, we need to understand a few core concepts. First, imagine a baby. What does it need most? Besides food and shelter, physical intimacy, touch, handling. Berne calls this stimulus hunger. He even cites studies showing that infants deprived of physical contact can go into an irreversible decline. Think of it this way, if you're not stroked, your spinal cord will shrivel up, he says. As we grow up, this physical need transforms into recognition, hunger, a craving for acknowledgement. A simple nod or a hi can be a stroke. It's a fundamental unit of social action. And it's as vital for our survival as food. Now, as we've got our strokes covered, we face another challenge: structure hunger. What do you do with your waking hours? Nobody likes boredom, and Berne points out that prolonged boredom can lead to emotional starvation, similar to sensory deprivation. So, we constantly try to structure our time. How do we do that? We have a few options. We engage in activities like work, which are about dealing with external reality and can provide a matrix for stroking. We follow procedures like piloting a plane or rituals like greetings, which are stereotyped exchanges programmed by our adult or parent ego states respectively. We also spend time in pastimes, which are semi-ritualistic conversations around a specific topic, like comparing cars or talking about parenting. These are great for getting to know people and deciding who you might want to spend more complex time with, meaning who you might play games with. And then there are the games. This is where things get really interesting. Berne defines a game as an ongoing series of complementary ulterior transactions progressing to a well-defined, predictable outcome. Sounds complicated, right? But the key is that games are fundamentally dishonest. On the surface, it looks like one thing, but underneath, something else entirely is happening. This hidden agenda or ulterior quality is what makes it a game, along with its eventual payoff. To understand these ulterior transactions, Berne introduces the concept of ego states: parent, adult, and child. These aren't just roles we play, they're psychological realities within us. The parent ego state is like carrying your own parents around inside you. It's how you perceive them, and it influences your reactions with their postures, gestures, and vocabulary. It helps us act as parents and makes many responses automatic. The adult ego state is our objective, data processing self, focused on reality appraisal and problem solving. It's necessary for survival and can regulate the parent and child. And the child ego state is the part of us that holds archaic relics from our early years, our spontaneity, intuition, creativity, and enjoyment. It can be natural or adapted based on parental influence. Now, let's look at a classic game to illustrate how these ego states interact. It's one you've probably played or witnessed countless times, especially in meetings or social gatherings. Why don't you yes but did it? Imagine someone, let's call her White, says, "My husband always insists on doing our own repairs, and he never builds anything right." Someone else, Black, jumps in with the solution: "Why doesn't he take a course in carpentry?" White replies, "Yes, but he doesn't have time." Then Blue suggests, "Why don't you buy him some good tools?" And White responds, "Yes, but he doesn't know how to use them." This can go on and on, with White batting away every suggestion with a yes but until everyone runs out of ideas and a silence falls. So why do people play this game if they don't really want solutions? On the surface, it looks like an adult-to-adult conversation seeking advice, but at the psychological level, it's a parent-to-child dynamic. The why don't you comes from a parent ego state wanting to give wise advice. And the yes but comes from a child ego state, subtly rejecting it. The real purpose of did it isn't to find solutions, it's to reassure and gratify White's child ego state, demonstrating that no one can give them an acceptable suggestion. They win by proving that the advisors are inadequate. It's a way of handling a deeper conflict about surrender that don't want to surrender to advice. It also helps them avoid unstructured time. And how do you stop playing it? The book suggests the antithesis: don't play along. If someone starts but what do you do if? A good response might be, that's a difficult problem. What are you going to do about it? This throws the ball back and prevents the game from even starting. Byrne categorized dozens of games, from Alcoholic, where the payoff is self-castigation and the hangover, not just the drinking, to Frigid Woman, where the ultimate payoff is avoiding sexual intimacy through argument. He even describes good games like Cavalier, which focus on mutual admiration and creative compliments, contributing positively to relationships. Ultimately, games are essential because they provide a way to get strokes and structured time, especially when intimacy feels too risky or is psychologically impossible for most people. They help maintain our existential position, a fixed belief about ourselves or the world, often decided in early childhood. These games and the positions they reinforce become integral parts of our script, an unconscious life plan that determines our destiny. From our marriage and career to even the circumstances of our death. So, if games are so pervasive, what's the point? The goal, according to Byrne, is autonomy. This means achieving three things: awareness, which is seeing and hearing the world in your own way. Not just how you were taught, to spontaneity, the freedom to choose and express your feelings authentically, and intimacy, a genuine game-free connection with others, which is the most rewarding form of social contact. Attaining autonomy is like getting a friendly divorce from your parents and other early influences, so you can visit them occasionally but they no longer dominate your life. This book isn't just about spotting games in others, it's about recognizing the ones we play. 2. It's a journey towards self-awareness and healthier relationships. So, the next time you find yourself in a tricky conversation or notice a recurring pattern in your interactions, remember Dr. Byrne. Are you playing a game? What's the hidden payoff? Understanding these dynamics can truly transform how you connect with the world and the people in it. I highly recommend picking up games people play. It's an eye-opening read.